Hey everybody, it's so Sayers with 15 Minutes to Show. You know we love to bring it to you live. Tonight we're at an annual event we haven't seen since COVID, but the annual event is David Oyelowo's Scholarship for Girls. It's called GEANCO. It's a foundation set up to support young girls in Africa, specifically in the area of Nigeria, who come from very war-torn countries, riots, all kinds of things that we can't imagine happen to them. And this foundation is set up solely to help support them in college, get them back on the right track, provide medical care and attention and things like that. So stay around and we're going to talk some more. Hopefully we'll get to talk to David Oyelowo tonight, along with some other celebrities. We were told he's going to be here, but not really by name. So I guess it's going to be a big surprise. And I'll see you back then. Bye-bye.
Most notably, the David Oyelowo Leadership Scholarship for Girls is helping to transform lives of young girls in Nigeria by providing tuition.
Thank you. Smile big. Thank you. Beautiful. One, that's real. I want real stuff. Right here. Thanks.
You guys, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You guys look amazing. Here we go.
Right here, right here.
Yeah, we can switch too.
You go. Hey, everybody. Guess. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I have the opportunity yet again to look into this precious, beautiful face that smiles beyond the skin. His name is David Oyelowo, in case any of you have heard him. I can't understand why you wouldn't have. So what is going on? I know you're here for GEANCO, and I know that there's a strike going on right now. So is that affecting anything, or have you guys been able to still pull through with GEANCO despite of all of the things that are going on in Hollywood?
No,
What's going on?
The strike is not affecting our work with GEANCO. You know, primarily we are about educating girls. We have a leadership scholarship. We have 45 girls that we put through school. Currently, we're hoping to scale that up as well. But we also do medical missions, knee replacements, hip replacements, to try and keep the parents working while the kids stay in school. And so thankfully, the work has continued despite the strike.
I think the last time I spoke to you, we were talking about what made you guys start something like GEANCO. I mean, there's a lot of people all over the world, kids that starve and things like that. But I know that Nigeria is close to your heart. But what is, you know, what made GEANCO stand out? Because it does stand out above all the other places that are doing things.
Oh, thank you. Well, GEANCO started through the family, the Onyema family, which is where it gets its name. It's the first letter of all their names. And then I became involved with their foundation, and that was at the time of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign, the Chibok girls who were abducted, and I just knew that at some point that story was going to fall out of the news cycle and the needs would remain. And so I thought at that time, let's start something that's going to help educate these girls that were being denied it through terrorism, through a patriarchal society, through sexual violence, through economic challenges. And as I predicted, it did drop out of the news cycle, but you know, thankfully we're able to keep addressing some of the issues these girls face.
And so I asked a question. I remember the last time we spoke, you said something about if you tell a woman something, the word will spread. Has that changed? You remember you said in the tribe, we always tell women and help women empower themselves because they're more likely to share and tell other people.
Well, if I'm honest, I can't remember saying that, but I do know that the way to end world poverty is to educate girls globally. And I think if we had more women leaders, we would have less wars. I think women bring something to the table from a leadership perspective that is incredibly additive and healing. And so there's just too much of an imbalance at the moment. And so, you know, us doing what we're doing is a drop in the ocean of trying to educate more girls, have more female leaders in Nigeria, in Africa, and then hopefully globally. Because I do think, you know, it sounds a bit saccharine, but I do think the way to a better world would be to have more women in leadership.
And I think a lot of people think it has nothing to do with against men. It's just saying the balance needs to be there. Like you said, there's more sensitivity. There's a lot more enveloping each other and the things that women share.
There's a reason why, despite all of the odds, still we net out at about 50-50 men, 50% men, 50% women. Even in this country, it's 51% women. So it's only natural that there should be a shared everything, including leadership and education and all of those things. So, that's just the way I feel about it.
Thank you, Mom. Oh, you're gorgeous. Oh, Mama. Oh, look at the blue. Hey, I want to talk to you. After he talks to you. Thank you. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Right here, right here, right here. Oh my God. You are not going anywhere. Thank you.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
That was that. It's like I'll sit there.
Hold on, you're fine. Hold on.
Then I have one last question. What would an organization like GEANCO do about AI? How is that going to affect an organization like GEANCO? Is AI prominent enough to go over in those countries and set up shop and start doing things, or how does that feed in, since that's a big subject for all over the world right now?
I don't really care about AI. Is the reality that.
I mean, are they using Zooms and all that over there?
Well, they're using technology, but when I say I don't care about it, to me, that is when you think about the sexual violence, when you think about the educational deprivation, when you think about the terrorism girls are facing in those countries, AI is the last thing I even care about or want to think about or talk about, because at the end of the day, that right now is not an existential issue for them.
Okay. But so what aspect, before you go, of technology has been adopted by Nigeria to help service some of those things that become more worldwide and not so community-based now?
Well, during the pandemic, we gave a lot of iPads out because obviously a lot of young people were not able to be in school. Technology is, of course, crucial in terms of staying connected with the world and the globe and the evolution of education. So that is something that, we're definitely focused on as well.
Thank you. We are now talking to Amatala, the beautiful, gorgeous woman standing here on the red carpet at the GEANCO Foundation, spreading her proud Nigerian being with us. How are you affiliated with GEANCO?
How am I?
Affiliated with GEANCO.
Oh, I mean, first by being Nigerian. And of course, Afam is a friend. Yeah.
So how do you like it? What made you come out again to support this year, especially after COVID? I know things have been hard for everybody, especially with trying to help young girls and people, you don't get money out of people. So how has that been working?
I mean, it's amazing in the sense that, we're doing this for Nigerian girls, Nigerian children. Nigerian children are some of the brightest children anywhere in the world. They're very intelligent, very enthusiastic, very willing to learn, and they deserve that opportunity. So for those on the privileged ones that Afam and GEANCO are helping, it is my pleasure to, lend my voice to that.
How long have you been involved?
I'll say maybe, 3 years now?
And are you on the board or anything? Or are you just one of the big supporters and you said your families are friends?
I'm just a very big supporter, at least for now.
So how has it been? How many of the girls have you actually gotten a chance to see grow up, grow out, stay connected, get to encourage some of the other girls that are coming up? How has that been? What kind of experience has that been for you?
With GEANCO, I haven't met any of their girls, but I'm a UN ambassador.
Oh, excuse me.
I work with Amnesty International, so I have traveled the world. I also work with Save the Children UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have worked with a lot of children, girls and boys on different causes, you know. And so working with young people is always a favorite of mine. I also have my own NGO, the Omotola Youth Empowerment Program. And, you know, just functioning a place for them in this world and letting them know that they matter and that their futures are in their own hands and not in their environment is always important. Because sometimes when we're younger, you know, it's hard for us to see beyond what is around us. And because of their young minds and how much it works, they react, you know, instead of being, you know.
And they're highly imaginative, and that's why it's important that we have models like yourself, yeah, to show them a way, you know, to give them some direction. You are absolutely stunning. I can't say that enough. How did you end up being an ambassador and getting involved in so many things that have to do with young children? It's important that we have people like you there, and I'm sure people out there in the audience want to know, how did you get involved, if they would want to get involved in something like that?
Well, I've been an actress for a very long time, back in Nigeria. I've been acting now for 28 years.
I've seen you on some of the Nigerian movies, actually.
All right.
Now that you said that, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, so they contacted me and said they would like me to be the ambassador. And so, yeah, I've been working with the UN since 2005. I've also been an Amnesty International activist since, I think, 2019 or so. So, yeah, I've also worked with One Africa, that's Bono's initiative. So I've done a lot of work.
You've done a lot of stuff. Wow. So now we know who you are, Miss Amatala. Okay, nice talking to you. Always. Thank you. So beautiful.
GEANCO Onyema.
GEANCO Onyema. Oh, that's gorgeous. So, would you talk to us and pick up on the point you made about it's important to know that all of the girls don't come from really tough times. They happen to be involved and around families and members like that. But you said some of the girls are really placed in nice families and all of that. Would you pick up and talk a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, I mean, it's important to know our girls, there's diversity within there, even within Nigeria, what regions they're from, that's important to us. We're throughout the country. Our girls, some of them have come through situations where it might be a refugee situation or an orphan situation, and they've had to continually keep moving. With Boko Haram and bringing back our girls, a lot of those girls weren't able to reintegrate into society and into education, and so that's where originally our inspiration came with our first cohort of girls. We also, I think just in general, when you talk about any of these programs, whether it's GEANCO's work or any organization, is to make sure there's that full picture, that there are parents, whether it's in LA or in Nigeria, there are parents that want the best for their children, and you need partners. It takes a village. They say that for a reason, and I think that's important because a lot of times we paint one picture of a girl and to make us feel like we're coming in and scooping in. And there are incredible people and family and systems that support some of our girls, and there are girls who are walking with less of that support and those resources. But regardless, there's always a need there. Our team is incredibly diligent about how we assess bringing in our scholarship girls, and it's a mutual thing. These girls are hungry. We're just empowering it. I think that's what's really important about collaborating with an organization, is that you're empowering people, and that's why nights like this are so critical.
Now, how has LA and the rest of the country, particularly LA because David lives here, has the city been involved at all, or is it just a private affair amongst the committees of the people for GEANCO?
I mean, it's individuals. It's really individuals coming together. And GEANCO, I think it's people coming in, whether they come to this event or they meet with us individually, understanding, so they'll learn the GEANCO story. Because if you go out there and you don't really know a story of what you're doing, yeah, right? So it's learning the GEANCO story. That's what tonight's about. It's not just about, I mean, it's nice to get dressed up, but you're getting dressed up because you have a sense of pride for the work that we're doing. It's learning the GEANCO story. It's individuals of all different types. That's literally what I love about our GEANCO family, whether it's in Chicago or Los Angeles, is that it's all are welcome and all take that invitation.
Like home, wherever you go, you take home. You bring home. So one more question I want to ask you, because I know you've been really talking. One question I'd like to ask is, why did they pick girls for a particular reason? I mean, I'm sure there are other children, boys, over there that need help, but why the girls? Is it harder?
Right.
Please explain that.
I mean, our work specifically works with the leadership and our scholar girls, but we wrap around and support a whole school. So we won't just go in and walk a girl through that journey. We make sure that school is resourced, that it has the proper tools, laboratories, sports fields, Wi-Fi, like laptops, water systems, all of it. Even in our projects during lockdown, we made sure that schools and those children had tablets so they could do e-learning. With our girls in particular, that's the data, and it's the heart and the data. So if you educate a girl, you educate and empower an entire village. So when women and girls are educated, the effects of that are just transformational, and that's where the need is as well. So whether that's a cultural viewpoint on girls' education or opportunity, filling in where the gaps are is.
Now, are there cutoffs, like to the point where once they get help or once they've crossed a certain kind of threshold, does GEANC still support them throughout their life?
Yeah.
Or is it just for them to get a certain age and then they get on their own, and how does that work?
We don't view it as a cutoff or a certain age or a lifelong.
I'm asking.
So it's that middle road, right? So we're walking on their education journey. We're empowering them. We're empowering the school system. We have partners that are walking along and supporting in that wraparound way, so that it is a sustainable model. It is scalable, and we continue to keep in touch with our girls as they come off the official scholarship track, but we're still walking with them, especially since we started with a small GEANCO cohort of girls. We'll always be following their journey.
And that's important to know, is that they have lifelong families. They have lifelong friends and lifelong connections.
Connections with each other as well. And our model isn't based off of, like I said, we're not saving, we're empowering. So that's how we're able to keep walking on that journey, whether that's in official capacity or
whatever stage.
Support with each other. So it's not just one girl in isolation. She knows she's part of the GEANCO family, she's part of the Leadership Scholarship Program, and that's why our work doing our summit was really critical, because we brought girls from different schools together.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much for taking your time, and good work. Hi, everybody. It's Osiris once again. I am here with actor Sammy Rotivi, who you've seen on a lot of things you've done.
Thank you. Yeah, Django Unchained, Batman vs. Superman, Lord of War, and so on and so forth.
All those things. So how are you out tonight to help support GEANCO?
I'm here to support GEANCO because, what the organization is about and what it does for different schools and stuff, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. This is my first time. I've been invited a couple of times, but unfortunately I didn't have time because of scheduling conflict. But anything for David Oyelowo, he's involved in it. He's also my fellow Nigerian man, even though he grew up in the UK.
That's okay, he's still a brother.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
I tell you.
Said Niger.
Nigeria. So I'm just blessed and grateful to be here to support and to see a lot of friends
and you don't see.
Wow, and it's funny when an event like this brings people together to celebrate, and I'm so grateful to be here and to be a part of this culture. It's a mixture of everyone, black, white.
I love it.
American, African. It's just a melting pot of people, and which is what it's all about.
And you know what I find beautiful is that despite of what some of the damages to COVID did, that GEANCO can still bring out people to an event, get them out, get them in the door, and get support despite of everything that's going on. That's powerful.
We're all in it together, but we're not going to let that virus or whatever hold us down or stop us from living. And we're living life. As you can see, everyone is festive. Everyone's having a good time. I'm just grateful to be here and to support what the organization is about and what they do. And I'm just so blessed
a part of it.
To be a part of this, and it's a wonderful thing.
All right, we're going to let you get back to your eat and your drink. It was nice talking to you, Mr. Sammy Rotivi. Sammy Rotivi. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
We are back, as promised, here at GEANCO Foundation event on September 29th, Friday, at the One Hotel in West Hollywood, talking to Mr. Cordy Carrero. He's an actor. You've probably seen him in some films. He's going to talk to a little bit about what his part is in GEANCO, or is he supporting, and talk to us a little bit about what you're doing.
Absolutely. In May, I discovered the GEANCO Foundation and met Afam, and he was an incredible guy. Shout out to Afam. And I learned the incredible work they were doing. For example, my mother just got hip replacement surgery right before our event in May. And then I learned that our donation went to help do hip replacements, and I knew firsthand the relief that it brought to people, and I was just very humbled that we were able to do that. So we're here tonight to raise more money.
Wow. And you know, it's been a while because post-COVID, how has everything affected post-COVID with the whole movement to, you know, support these young women and to keep them involved, keep them encouraged, and keep them empowered? How has that been for you and working with GEANCO?
Well, a lot of it has shifted more online, just like the industry. You know, we had to do the Zoom and that kind of thing. So it made things more difficult because it was less personal. But I think that we're getting back, you know, into it, and everyone's gotten used to the Zoom. You know, because at first you're like, you don't know.
Zoom came up.
We didn't know how to do it. We had to learn on the fly.
Zoom hit the.
But I think that it's really it's getting back into how it used to be, and you can reach more people.
So what are you doing?
What am I, what?
What are you doing now?
Well, I just released my debut album.
What's the name of the album?
Shattered Signs and Deadly Sins.
Shattered Signs and Deadly Sins is the name of this man's album. That sounds awesome. What's it about?
So it's a dark pop album, a lot of electronic instruments, and my dad passed away in December 2019, and I wrote a song called Shattered, but I had music prior to that, and I ended up looking at my prior material and the 3 new songs I wrote, and I figured, oh, it made an album, so I spent like 3 years in the studio working on it.
So you're a musician and an actor?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, what did we sing you in some film and all of that?
The biggest thing I did was a few episodes of Glee, which was...
Oh, I love Glee.
This is why I love...
Oh, wow! That's where oh my gosh! You guys remember Glee? I was wondering, I was like, he looks familiar, he looks familiar. Like, oh my gosh, what's happening now?
Well, I was Coach Beast Waterboy in that. Now, I mean, the industry was shut down by actually, while we were, you know, striking, because we went from COVID to then the strike, so it's been difficult. But I ended up getting hired to direct a thesis film for SCAD, and I literally just, because my mom and I drove here from Georgia, I just finished.
You're dedicated.
Sunday night we wrapped, and Monday we were on the road coming here. But the film went great, and I'm really happy with it. And I directed my music videos. I have 6 music videos for the album, so I was really able to put it into a film and translate it that way.
Okay, so tell us your IG, where we can find you, more about the products, you know, what you're putting out and all of that, and your promotional marketing materials. Let us know what happens.
Sure. I'm Cody Carrero across the board, so C-O-D-Y.
Cody Carrero across the board.
And Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and then I'm also on all streaming services that way, and I have an official website where I have merchandise, CDs, t-shirts, and stuff like that for sale.
And Cody is C-O-D-Y-C-A-R-R-E-R-O?
E-R-A, Carrera.
E-R-A, Carrera, so
Yep,
we
like
won't
the
get it wrong.
Porsche.
Yeah, like the Porsche. All right. So anything else you want to say about what you're doing before we let you go?
I'm just so grateful to be here, and I appreciate you, and yeah, let's raise some money.
I love his green outfit, by the way. Let it be told. everybody, before we go, we have to say something about my favorite water, Asarasi. That is asarasi.com, ASARASI.com. The founder, Adam Lazar, discovered Asarasi by seeing some farmers taking water from a maple tree, which is 97% water and 3% maple syrup. So don't forget to pick up a bottle at your earliest convenience. Again, ASARASI, asarasi.com. Bye-bye.